Oh, it's the extended version.
It's the extended version this week. Come on, boys. Yes, we all love the movies and we all love the stars who drive the cars. But what are the motors they get around with? This week's big quiz is the stars and their cars. Now, today's quiz is plain and simple, not unlike its host. My name is Barry Michael Moore, and I'll be your quiz master and later on pool cleaner. But right now, before we call the police, let's get on with the quiz.
Knew that was coming.
Yes, thank you, one and all. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the premise behind the quiz this week is that our lucky contestant will need to literally name the car which the star drives in the movie. Of course, if we said Steve McQueen, you would, of course, say, yes, Mark 1 Fiesta. Only joking. If I said Bullet and Steve McQueen, you would know it was a late 1960s Ford Mustang. Our lucky contestant this week is a COVID-free Simon Sujiwan. How are you, Simon?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. Not tired. No cough. I'm good.
Super, smashing, great. And don't forget, if you've got a cough, why don't you try the COVID-19 vaccine? Out now. Surgeon General's warning may cause COVID-19. Super, smashing, great. Up for prize this week, a pair of VIP tickets to the show's very own feature film. Wow.
Fantastic.
Car-Boyz, the motion picture. We don't have a film as yet, but as soon as we've made it, you get a pair of tickets to the premiere. Let's begin. So it's cars and their stars. I'm going to show you I'm going to ask you, and sometimes I may be showing you pictures. So first off, let's start with James Bond 007, the original, who's just passed on, Sean Connery. What was the car that he drove?
I'm guessing he drove the Aston Martin DB5? 4? DB4.
Yeah, he's playing golf. He's just about to hit his wife. Don't talk back to me, sweetheart. That's, of course, yes, Sean Connery drove Aston Martin, David Brown for DB4. David Brown, of course, the tractor manufacturer originally up in Birmingham. And what I do like about the fact where I live is our rugby club has a David Brown tractor. So every time the rugby club mows the lawns, I go, look, it's the Aston Martin tractor. Very cool. I'm very sad. Moving on from the 1960s up to the 1970s, Roger Moore, of course, starred in the classic detective series by ATV, The Persuaders. What car did Roger Moore drive in The Persuaders?
Or if I'm not mistaken, it was a sort of browny beigey bile colour.
Yes, bile is right.
Aston Martin, but I can't remember what was Aston Martin Lagonda.
I really want to give you this. I'm going to give you half a point for Aston Martin, but it was the DBS. And there he is many years later. And unfortunately, he's always wearing a blazer, Roger Moore, isn't he, with brass buttons? And there's my DBS. Fantastic. Of course, Simon's hero. And you can see the resemblance, can't you? You've got very much like Roger Moore. Now, staying with the same series, of course, The Persuaders was a fantastic TV series. A playboy and a con man, they hooked up together in the south of France and they solved crimes.
It was murder. No, wrong program.
And when they met, it was murder. I should have done that one, actually, because there's some cool cars in there. Tony Curtis, of course, was the other star. Now, what car did Tony Curtis drive? Roger Moore had the Aston DBS, and Tony Curtis had the...
It was a Ferrari, but was it a Ferrari Dino?
It was the Dino! Don't say anything else. There's Roger Moore looking at it. How very gauche is that car? Another correct one. The story behind Brett Sinclair, Lord Brett Sinclair, looking at the Dino and going, how very... Is there a gauche American? And I actually have a picture. You'll quite like this. I know you'll like this. There they are. Come on, Tone. Let's go and pick up some toddy down in where are they? In Monaco. Lovely.
Yes.
Now, the reason they got Tony Curtis to do the movie is Lou Grade, who was the director of the time of the television company ATV, promised him this car. He said, Do
Really?
you want to come to England, make a TV series, get paid, and also walk off with a Dino? And Tony
Fantastic.
Curtis said, yes, please, I'll take that. Well, staying on British shores this time, the name of the actor was Dennis Waterman. The TV series was called Minder, and he played the role of enforcer to Arthur Daly, Terry McCann.
Yes.
But what car did Terry McCann drive?
Oh, this is a tough one. Because Arthur had a Jaguar. No, he had a Daimler.
Daimler.
But uh, I don't know. Because in the title sequence, it's got Capri. So I'm going to take a guess at Capri. I don't think
It
it was
was, it
him.
was, it was a
Oh,
white
it was.
Capri. It was a
Oh,
white
was that
Capri with a
his?
brown vinyl roof.
Ah,
Yes, there it is. Come on,
brilliant.
Arthur. Yes, of course. And Arthur drove the Daimler. And as we say in England, Daimler.
Daimler.
Which different between Daimler, because Daimler got the license to produce Daimlers in the UK in about 1906. Very boring. So Mercedes Daimler are different from Daimler in the UK, which of course we associate with Jags,
Yes.
Royces, and the classic ferret armored car. Moving on over to America now. 1970s, of course, a classic TV series, Smokey and the Bandit, starring Burt Reynolds.
Yes.
Starring Burt Reynolds. Is that better? When you have to say his name, you have to go, you mean Burt Reynolds? Well done, son. And what car did Burt Reynolds drive?
Did he drive? He drove was it called a Firebird? Was it
Yes,
the Pontiac?
Pontiac Firebird, of course,
Firebird?
the Trans Am. There he
Yes.
is. That's not, of
Oh,
course, when he's in Smokey and the Bandit. That was just, I think that was yesterday or something. There was no, they dug him up to take that picture.
so his moustache is black, but his hair is grey.
That's what happens when you get old, Simon. Don't question it. I'm not sure all that hair's his own either. The same with his teeth.
He's taken it from his chest.
His hair's about 30 years younger than the rest of him. Look at that. Of course, yes, of course. He in the famous series of movies, Smokey and the Bandit.
He's wearing a cardigan.
I'm not sure. I don't know whether that's a cardigan or no. He's a sports jacket. It's a sports because he's got a little red. Yeah. Of course, the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am seen as one of the last muscle cars, but it wasn't really a muscle car. It was a bit of a damp squib. Moving swiftly on. So well done. Correct. You're doing so far 4.5 out of 10. Thelma and Louise, a famous movie in the 1990s. They drive it, I believe, into the Grand Canyon. From the film of the same name, Thelma and Louise, what did Thelma and Louise drive?
Seen it with Susan Sarandon and
yes,
Gina Davis.
Gina Davis and Brad and a young Brad Pitt.
Young Brad Pitt. I'm going to take a guess. I'm not 100%
Harvey Keitel
sure.
and Michael Marsden.
This
is like turning into a movie show.
I'm going to guess at a Ford Thunderbird because that's the only real.
Yes, it was, of course, a blue Ford Thunderbird. Well done, mate. They should never. They should have
colour
just.
of my shirt.
Yeah, it is. It nearly matches your shirt. But you would clash very slightly if you drive it. So don't drive it round end. Imagine driving that round Enfield.
The roads aren't big enough.
Yeah, you wouldn't last long. Okay, so well done. So we're on to, is that 5.5 out of 10? I can't remember.
Yes,
anyway, yes, so far you are winning. Okay, slightly more modern movie, of course, Kill Bill, parts 1 and parts 2. A Quentin Tarantino vehicle, and also well, the main star was Uma Thurman, I believe, who played the bride. But what car did Uma Thurman drive in Kill Bill? I can give you a clue. It's a pickup truck and she stole it.
Ooh.
Think to the early part of the movie.
I'm going to take a guess because I'm a bit distracted by a yellow jumpsuit at the moment.
Yes.
I'm going to go for a Dodge Ram.
I'm going to show it you. I don't think you're going to get this. That's the car, of course, named the Pussy Wagon.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll be able to. Yeah,
no.
it's heavily modified. I wouldn't even know. It's very American. Chevy.
GMC?
No, Chevy Silverado.
Okay.
But what a horrific piece of work. Apparently, Quentin Tarantino still owns this and drives it around Los Angeles, which is quite cool.
Because he likes to be discreet, doesn't he?
Yeah, snorting up lots of things and picking up starlets. Isn't that what they do? I'm not sure. Talking of Harvey
Hashtag
Weinstein,
me too.
another film that was produced by him was, of course, Pulp Fiction, again directed by
Yes.
Quentin Tarantino and starring Harvey Keitel as the cleanup guy, the mob fixer, Winston Wolfe. What car did Winston Wolfe drive in Pulp Fiction? He now does some very awful adverts for Direct
Yes,
Line where he
Winston Wolfe.
drives a
Yeah.
GT86, a Honda GT86. But he drove a Toyota, so I should say, GT86.
Yeah.
He drove a much cooler car in Pulp Fiction. I'll give you a clue. Japanese. Mid-90s. Very cool. Very expensive.
Ooh, no, it's not a Datsun.
3 letters.
Toyota MR2?
No.
No, because that's 2 letters and a number.
The other company.
Toyota,
And
Mazda, Mitsubishi, Honda, NSX.
Yeah, you got there in the
Hey.
end. There he is. There's Winston Wolfe getting into the Honda NSX, which you don't really see. That you literally see him jump in this and drive off. I was at a car show last summer. They had an NSX from 1995. Tiny wheels, tiny wheels.
And suspension set up by Ayrton Senna.
Really?
On the NS, yeah.
That would be, if I could have one car, then if I was never allowed to buy another car, that would be the car I would have.
Ooh.
It would be the NSX. So you go, one last car, I go, okay, I'll take an NSX.
Fantastic.
I think it's a fantastic looking car.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, we're nearly there. I don't know. You've got, I think it's 6. Let's just give you 6.5. Okay, so sticking with Quentin Tarantino again. Okay. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was the movie. Yes. In that movie, it featured famous film director Roman Polanski. Yes. And in the movie, he drove a classic British car from 1954 round the Hollywood Hills. Have you seen the film?
I have seen the film on your recommendation.
Good man. Any idea what the car was?
What it was like? British.
Brad Pitt drove the VW Carman Gear. The Carman Gear.
Yes.
But what did Roman Polanski drive? The tiny little windscreen. I can give you a clue.
Yeah.
MG.
GBGT.
No, do you know? I'm not going to give you that. I'm sorry. Okay. If you'd have said TC, I would have given it you. But it was actually the TD. There it is. MG TD from 1954 was the car. Look at those beautiful steels on it.
And there they are inside it as well.
Yeah, and Margot Robbie in there. Now, very interesting. A Malaysian company bought the rights to the TD name a couple of years ago. And I actually thought it had aero screens. It doesn't have aero screens, but never mind. And they are producing this car. They were producing this car in Malaysia, just called the TD, but the running gear on the engine was a Honda Accord.
Fantastic.
How cool is that? Ultimate reliability, because as an MG, that would break down.
Really good film as well.
Fantastic
those
movie.
Who haven't seen it,
if you like cars as well, I can't remember what Brad Pitt drives. He drives some big whale of a car. If you like cars from that period, if you like Hollywood from that period, it is really a great film to watch. And as I said, I've just watched Fistful of Dynamite with James Coburn, which is sort of like, that's what he's based the film on when the lead character, Leonardo DiCaprio, goes to Italy and starts making these really cheesy spaghetti westerns actually made in Spain. It's great. In fact, if you get that, so I think it's on ITV4 now. Go and watch it. Fistful of Dynamite.
I'm thinking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where Jackie Chan's in there as well.
Yes, Jackie Chan is in that movie, and they dent the side of I think a Chevy Malibu. They dent the hell out of it. Great scene. Finally, classic film, British film, 1972, Bless This House. I don't know if you can remember it. It was all filmed up in Windsor. Sid James was in it. And his son was played by the actor Robin Asquith. Ooh. Now, do you remember what car Robin Asquith drove in this film? It kept breaking down.
No, I haven't seen it. I know Robin Asquith. He was in the Confessions of
a Window Cleaner.
Yes,
this was before that. He made Confessions of a Window Cleaner, Confessions of a Plumber, Confessions of a Milkman, and it didn't work for 40 years after that. But originally, he was in this film, I think, 1972. I can show you a picture, and you can see if you can guess what it is. Okay. It was a hippie version of this car. That was the car from the movie.
So that's Morris Minor.
Yeah, it's a Morris Minor.
Oh, okay.
That's what we're after. Yeah, you know,
Yay.
'cause it's, and he has lots of engine trouble with it. And yes, we've all been there. Our first car, my first car, didn't quite look this bad. If you bear with me a second, I'll show you how bad my first car looked. It should be in here somewhere. Have I got rid of it? Yeah, I've probably thrown it away. No, this is how bad my first car looked. So nobody ever tell me how bad their first car was. I drove around in a Fiat Panda 1 litre fire.
Wow.
I had to put up. Thank you very much, Simon. Yes, you've the crowd are going crazy. You've got,
Yeah.
I guess, 7.5 out of 10
That'll do. Yeah.
stars in their cars. You are the winner of the competition, and you walk away with a pair of tickets to Car-Boyz
Fantastic.
the movie. Whenever Car-Boyz the movie is going to be released,
made.
which
Yeah.
will probably be dead by the time that gets out. Hopefully, so you can go as a ghost. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Randall and Hopkirk deceased. That's it from the show. Thank you very much. That's it from me, and that's it from him. We'll be back next week with more car stuff. Don't forget to get in touch. The usual details apply. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you next time on Car-Boyz.